Miss Monique,
Yes,
tell me how your day's going.
it's going pretty good.
Is it? I love it.
Yes.
So listen, tell me why you didn't understand what I said.
I was just listening to some of the things you were saying, and you were just talking negatively about women. So I was
Okay,
asking why.
got you, I got you. And your voice is very pleasant and sweet, by the way. I have a question for you. What is your definition of negatively?
Just the last statement that you had made. I can't quite
No,
remember
no,
the
no, no,
exact
no, hold on.
words.
I really need your definition of negatively. What do you define as negatively?
Well, you were pretty much just you were generalizing
No,
women.
hold on, ma'am. Listen, let me.
Are you going to let me speak, or are you
No,
going to
but you're
continue to
missing
cut
what
me
I'm
off?
saying. I'm talking about if you had the dictionary definition in your head, not what I said. What do you define an apple as? Fruit, right? So I'm asking you, not anything I said. What do you define as if you were walking down the street and someone behaved negatively? What is your definition of negatively?
I think that some of the comments that you were making and the way that you were referring to women were in a negative way. Some of the words that you were using were not. You could say it in a very in a different way. And you were generalizing everyone. You were saying, women, you guys need to change this, you need to change that, in a generalization. And not all women are like that.
Okay, ma'am, let me ask you this. Are generalizations valid?
To an extent.
Ma'am, do you want me to pull the dictionary out? I will.
I mean, you can if you want to.
I do want to, ma'am. See, and ma'am, this is the problem that I believe that me and you had. Like you're making up your own terms and words.
I didn't make up any terms, and I didn't
Okay.
even argue with you.
A generalization, ma'am, is a general statement or concept obtained by inference from specific cases. It applies, ma'am.
Well, it doesn't apply to me, so I was just saying
So let
that,
me
and
ask
you
you this:
talked
Do you think
negatively
black
in
men need
regards
this?
to
Do
women,
you
and it
believe
doesn't
that black
apply to
men
me.
need
I'm
this?
going
Hold
to
on.
say
Do you
how
believe?
you
Hold
see it
on.
with me.
Stop. Do you believe black men need to stop taking each other's lives?
Are we switching the subject?
Ma'am, this is not going to go well if you're going to be disrespectful.
I just asked you a question. You're actually making yourself look very.
Oh, you'll see
You're
this
making yourself
tomorrow.
look
You'll see
very
this
bad.
tomorrow. But let me.
Because
Okay, so
everybody
to answer your
is
question,
going to be saying
yes,
how
we're
you're
switching the
speaking to
subject.
women. You're getting very angry. I can see it in your face. You're not able to answer the question that I was
Hey,
asking,
ma'am, you can
and now
see.
you're
Hey,
asking
listen,
me
you can see anger
questions
in my
instead of.
face.
All I asked you was, why do you speak so
But
negatively
hold
about
on, you can
women?
see anger in my face.
Yes, I can. I can actually hear it in the tone of your voice as well. And the fake laugh doesn't play off very well.
You're trying so hard, but it's not working. But I'm going to ask you this. I'll ask you: do black men need to stop taking each other's lives?
I would agree so, yes. And that
So
applies to
hold
everyone.
on, stop, hold
Everyone
on,
needs to
man,
stop
hold
taking
on,
everyone's
stop,
life.
stop. Why did you just allow me to generalize black men, but when I generalized black women, it was an
And I
issue?
literally changed that statement and I said everyone. I said
It doesn't
everyone
matter.
after
You
you made that
still
statement.
allowed me. Well, everyone isn't taking each other's lives, ma'am. So that was actually a
You're
very.
trying to trick me into another question by trying to make me answer a question. You're forcing me to answer the question
Ma'am,
that
I'm
you
going to
know
tell
you
you
were phrasing
something.
in a
Women
specific
have
way
gotten.
in
Listen,
order for you to try
women,
to
you're
make
not
it
going to
look like
overtalk
I'm
me or I'll
wrong.
boot you off
But
of
in
here.
reality, you're still not answering the initial question
Listen,
that I asked.
the reason
You're
I haven't
talking
blocked
around in a
you or
circle,
booted
sir.
you off yet is because when women like you come on here, you make our point in front of everybody as to why people have a problem with you.
Well, I guess you have a problem with me. I wasn't even going to come up. I actually declined the first time that you asked, and then you insisted that I come up, and you still didn't answer the question. So,
Well, to answer your question, yes. To be honest, ma'am, I didn't switch the topic. This is a subject that pertains to our topic, so it's not switching the topic. Conversations don't just stay in one area; they gradually change into something that pertains to the topic. Do you agree with that? We don't just talk about the tennis shoe. At some point, we can talk about the manufacturer of the tennis shoe. And we also can gravitate towards the people who wear the tennis shoe. But nonetheless, the topic remains. But my question to you is this. Can you name anything that I have said that is wrong, untruthful, or inaccurate, ma'am?
Everything.
I just asked you to name one. And I want to show all of you what they do. She said everything. We've been up here, people. We've been up here for an hour. We've been up here for an hour. Now this woman said everything that I've said is inaccurate. But watch her not be able to name one thing. Go ahead, ma'am. You have the floor.
I don't have the energy for this.
Ma'am, there has been women like you. There has been women like you.
You're not going to chastise me, sir. I don't
You'll see this tomorrow. You'll go famous. I'll make you famous.
With a 20-year-old son who's in his second year of college.
And I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him.
Taken care of. I don't work. I'm a veteran. I don't have time.
Are you married? Are you married? Are you married?
I've been married.
I asked you, are you married now?
No, because he was abusive.
No, you're abusive.
Such a narcissist. That's such a comment. How would you know if I'm abusive? You don't even know me.
We are interacting with you right now. You're interrupting a grown man.
You're interacting with me. You're trying to get other people to go against me because you're upset with the conversation. You're mad about the question that I asked to the point that you wanted to bring me on to live to act like you're going to embarrass me in front of someone. And you're not embarrassing me in front of anyone.
Listen,
I stated my points. If you disagree,
I'm going to tell you like this, ma'am.
You can agree to disagree.
Right now, you're talking and you're engaging in emotion. There's been women like you who the next day when I post this, they will get in my DM and offer to pay me money to take that down after they see themselves the next day. You'll see it.
Well, that definitely won't be me because I don't waste my money on stuff like
that. We know it won't be you because you don't have any conscience. You don't mind that you're making yourself look like a fool. I have asked you.
How am I making myself look like a fool?
You run in your mouth. You're not. Listen, out of an hour's worth of a show, you said everything that I have said is inaccurate. Now, I'm about to give you the floor, ma'am. Name one thing that I have said that is inaccurate, not the truth. Tell me, ma'am, please.
Got him. We fucking got him.
Resist the unclean spirit.
It's so funny how you put up we got him. Like you're going against women.
Ma'am, you won't answer the question.
You're making this whole thing.
Can't believe you say no old funky shit like that.
Black men, when we all should be working together.
Flee, evil spirit. I command you. In the name of God. In the name of God.
Attractive as a man, and you would think that a woman would be attracted to a man that does that when they're actually trying to speak and you won't even let them speak.
Ma'am, how can you answer? Let me ask you this. Did I ask you a question? Do you think that it is rude for you to attempt to ask me a question when I've already asked you a question?
That's what you initially did to me. I asked you a question and you still have not answered it.
I'll make you famous.
You're asking me the same question that I asked you.
I'll make you famous. Actually, before, I needed a screenshot of this. Ma'am, how long have you been single? Do you mind if I ask you how long you've been single?
I was engaged.
I know, we don't play that. We know what engaged means.
I was engaged in my engagement.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count. It does not count. It means a man was not serious about you. I didn't ask you that question. I asked you how long you've been single.
And I'm trying to respond, but you won't let me.
Ma'am, I didn't ask you if you were engaged.
I'm not going to be spoken to like this, so I'm going to get off of here. Thank
you. Having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
I'll make you famous.
Please do.
Ma'am, can I ask you when is the last time you were in a relationship?
Please disconnect me because I don't like the way that you're speaking to me, and I don't like to be spoken to that way.
Well, I appreciate that because only women who have self-respect don't like to be spoken to. So you must be a woman who maintains self-respect. So
yes, I do.
Well, I appreciate that. So, ma'am, Miss Latoya, can I ask you, when is the last time that you were married? How long ago was that?
I don't prefer to give my personal information out.
Ma'am, all you have to do is say 20 years ago. How is that personal information?
It wasn't 20 years ago. No, it was not.
Ma'am, but do you see how difficult you're being?
I'm not being difficult.
So
Why would
you
I
think if you
understand?
say
When was the
6
last time that
years,
you-
some of
when
us
was
are
the
going to
last time
hack
that
your
you were
bank
intimate?
account?
When was the last time that you were married? Have you ever been married?
I have 5 women who come over at my beck and call. I don't have to get
Well,
married.
that's actually pretty sad because that's exactly why I'm celibate, and I've been celibate for the last 19 months because men like you go around having sex with multiple women and think that it's okay. And
Did
it's
you know?
actually
Did
not
you
okay.
know?
It's
Did you know
unsafe
that
for the
women
woman
cheat?
and for the
Did you
man.
know that
And-
women?
and it-
Did
and it
you
makes
know?
It lets me know that
You
you're
having an unnatural allegiance to losers does not like you.
You fucking crazy, man. You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Whatever in the back. That statement you have to.
Next time you hear grown folks talking, shut the fuck up, yeah?
Remove myself, but I'm done with this
You're not
conversation,
done.
sir.
You're gonna
You have a
stay
great
here.
night.
You're gonna stay here till I tell you to
Have
get
a
off.
great night. Have a great
You're
night.
gonna stay here till I tell you to get off.
Why don't you call one of your 5 girlfriends?
Because you are one of my 5. You are now number 6.
You wish. Oh my goodness.
If
How
I
did
see
that
your
happen?
picture right, you are pretty slim, and I think you're probably unattractive. Can I get
have
your
to-
number?
I have to get off of here.
Listen, I want
This
your
is
number.
Hilarious. This is hilarious.
Would you date me if I wasn't so obtrusive?
No, I would no.
But
Never,
hold on,
ever.
hold on, just talk to me. Let me go back and rehash everything that I said previously. Because now that I see your shape, you're fairly attractive. Can I listen, I want to get to know you.
Sir, I do not have time for this.
What are you
Can
talking
please
about?
Release me from this phone call.
I'm not releasing you from nothing. You belong to me.
Sound like my ex-husband.
Okay, so let's get into it. Can you tell me why he behaves like that towards you?
Oh goodness.
Why would a man behave like
Because
that towards a
you
woman?
want a woman like me that actually does have respect for herself, and I'm not going to continue to banter with you.
Listen,
And
I want to
it
say
actually
this to
turns
you.
on probably a
I'm
little
going to
bit,
tell you
but
something.
I'm going to get off of here.
I'm going to
Please
tell you something
exit.
about you that I
That's
do.
crazy. You won't even let me get off.
I'm going to tell you something about you that I do think is valuable. You are very soft-spoken, and you seem to have degrees of feminine energy. But what I'm saying to you, ma'am, is this. What I'm saying to you is this. I just asked you, ma'am, and I wasn't trying to corner you. I'm asking you to name a thing. See, I believe you got triggered in your feelings. But if you do get triggered in your feelings, ma'am, if I call you a GAY, I should at least be able to substantiate that, right? I should at least be able to say that I saw you walking down the street holding hands with another woman, right? Because if I don't, it's a rumor now. So, ma'am, you said that I was up here being negative, but you can't tell us how.
Even the comments that you were just making to me about you're going to make me famous. You're not trying to make me famous in a positive way. You're trying to make me famous in a negative way.
Okay, so
Just
can I
disagree
apologize
with
to you?
Statements that you're making.
So do you mind if I apologize?
That's fine. I appreciate your apology.
So
And I
Miss,
was just
hold
asking-
on. Miss Latoya Monique, I want to sincerely apologize to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Do you know
And
why?
I wasn't trying to come on and start an argument or anything. I was just, you had made a comment of some sort saying, and that's the problem with you women. You guys don't listen or don't do something. And I was just like, why is he talking so negatively in regards to that situation? Whatever the situation was in regards to. So that's why I said that. It wasn't for me to be like, he's talking smack. You know, I have listened to you before. So, I mean, and I like to get perspectives on everybody, on both ends. So, but when I do hear just continuous bashing of us women, it does make some of the women, like I have seen the ladies post before that stated, I'm out of here, because there's always a way I feel that things can be approached. And I feel like sometimes the black men, they come across very aggressive to us.
It's because we're tired, man. We're tired. Listen, you say...
And so are we, because as I
Okay,
was
so
stating,
hold on. I need you to hold on. Now,
Okay.
I'm about to put you in the hot seat. You say you're tired. I want you to name 3 things about black men that you're tired of, and then I'm going to go and tell you what society is tired of. So go ahead. You have the floor. And I need them to be valid things. I don't need them to say, I need them to be valid, something that can be sustained. Like, we do take each other's lives, so that's valid.
And first, I want to say I just don't want to say black men, because even with my ex fiance, he was a white man. So I don't want to just
But
clarify
ma'am,
just
we're
black
we're,
men
we're
in
two
general.
adults. We're two adults. Listen, when I hear you say black men need to stop having children, ma'am, I don't believe you mean 100% of black men. I believe that you mean the men who are doing it. So we don't have to be really sensitive about generalizing. Ma'am, if I say something about the GAYs right now, the extent that I've been talking to you, I don't believe you fit in that category, ma'am. So as adults, we should be able to grasp what we're talking about. So, but I do. You said, and women are fed up too. I want you to tell me 3 things that black men are doing that are absolutely a detriment to the black community.
Are you referring to in relationships, or are you
Ma'am, I'm
referring to?
talking about period. A detriment meaning something that keeps the forward momentum of this community from happening.
I feel like, well, one thing that I do feel is that a lot of men remain complacent once they get in a specific position in life. And they feel like they're okay. They kind of stay
But man,
there.
I need you to say something that a broad generalization of other people believe as
They don't
well.
advance their education. They don't move up in their careers.
Okay, that's one. That's one. Give me another one.
Another thing is they don't have emotional intelligence. Like they don't know how to regulate themselves emotionally to be able to deal with a woman.
Okay, now here's where we stop. I want to challenge this. Urbanist people. Those men who don't know how to regulate themselves emotionally, I agree with you. Do you know why they don't know how to regulate themselves emotionally?
No.
It's because women have had these boys and raised them under a single parent mother, and they're broken. Studies show, this is clear, all science agrees with this. Children who are raised in a 2-parent household versus children who are not 5 times more likely to graduate college, 3 times less likely to end up in jail, 2 times more likely to graduate high school. So I don't have to keep on going about that. Ma'am,
so can I make a statement really quick, though?
hold on. Hey, stop, hold on. The very men who you're talking about, you guys are creating them, ma'am.
Ma'am, so can I say something really quick? So actually, I feel like my ex-husband is the man that I was just saying that I had the issues with. But I am 40 years old, even though I probably look younger than that in my picture. And I have a son who's turning 20 in August. And all of the things that you're saying, my son did grow up in a single household. I was in the military. I did move back to where his father lived once he got into 7th grade, so that he could be around his dad. But my son is in his 2nd year of college. He's getting his degree in civil engineering. He is very well maintained.
Ma'am, 100% your son suffers from psychological damage and this 100%. There is no child on the planet.
I don't feel like that's based off of a single parent household. That would be based off of the parents that are raising that
Ma'am,
child.
hold on, ma'am. Hold on. Ma'am, it is essential. It is essential for a girl and boy. When girls are raised around their dads, the teen pregnancy rate drops significantly and academia goes up. They've seen that even the cognitive abilities increase significantly because amongst babies, they develop faster when they're with their dad. You probably don't know why that is. When a baby is crying and the bottle has fell out of its mouth and it's slid to the side, what does mom typically do? The baby's crying. What does she typically do?
She usually picks up the baby.
Or she'll go grab the bottle and give it to the baby, doesn't she? Or she'll go grab the bottle and give it to the baby.
I guess what I'm assuming that you
But
guys are
hold on, ma'am.
expecting us to be
Hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. The reason why it increases when the dad is involved is because men don't do that. A man will go put that bottle in the baby's mouth one time, maybe twice. After the baby spits it out and starts crying again, he'll leave the baby to cry. And guess what the baby typically does? Finds a way to get that bottle, increasing its problem-solving abilities.
And I totally agree with you. That's why I had also stated that I moved back here so that I moved back to where his dad lives, not for us to be together, but so that my son could be around his dad during those times while he was growing up. Because I do feel that that is important. I do understand that the single household isn't the best option, but I also do believe if it's a household where two people are in there and it's not a good situation, that's not good either.
Okay, hold on. Who chose that man who turned out to be a not good situation?
And this is a thing that I've heard a lot of the time.
But see, ma'am, you're not answering my. Hold on. Listen. Let's be respectful. Hold on. Let's be respectful. When each of us ask each other a question, if we answer, then you can go ahead to your next point. But who do you think is responsible for a woman choosing a man who turned out to be the cat burglar of Beverly Hills?
It's the woman's fault, I guess. I guess
guess?
that's the answer that you want me to give you.
Hold on, ma'am. If it's not the woman's fault, whose fault is it, ma'am?
The man, for not being a stand-up gentleman. What are we talking about? Why is it always now it's the woman's fault because she's always choosing the bad guys, but then
hold on, man. Hold on. We gotta go back. Because I think you're in your emotions right now.
You're acting like no, I'm not going off of emotions.
But hold on, just slow down, man. Slow down. Hold on. Ma'am, I asked you if it's not the woman's fault, whose fault is it? And you said it's the man's. Tell me how it could be the man's fault. Did he pick himself into? I don't understand.
Well, most of the times the man is the one who picks the woman, not the woman picks the man.
Okay, so if I decide to start doing that drug right there, ma'am, who is to blame for that?
Are we changing the subject?
Ma'am, listen, you're an adult woman. You should listen. You're an adult woman. You should be able to follow this.
We started with me just asking why you were talking negatively. I still haven't got that answer, and now you're asking me like 12
because questions. I think I already proved to you it's not negatively. You couldn't even give me an example.
Okay, so
listen, we're gonna do this. Hold on. We're gonna do this, ma'am. We're gonna address that, so you'll leave it alone. We'll go dictionary.
She's too immature for these conversations.
Here's what the dictionary says about the word negative. Consisting in or characterized by the absence rather than the presence of distinguishing features. Now, my question to you is, if a person tells the truth, is it negativity, ma'am?
Well, I just explained to you how the statement that you just made was not true because that's not me. And I was saying how you were generalizing.
Ma'am, are generalizations valid?
You're getting frustrated with arguing with me about this?
No, I'm not frustrated. I'm not frustrated. What I'm telling you is, are generalizations valid? Listen, do people who go to college, do people ma'am, do people who go to college
continue to ask me questions and then you literally ask questions that you want a specific answer so that you can put your little thing going, rah, or you can say, look, I made a point, guys. She's wrong and I'm right. And
well, if you believe that, I want you to stop believing that because I want you to stop believing that because that's not my agenda. My agenda is for us all to come to an amicable, concrete resolution so that even the audience that may have been thinking a certain way, they can come into new information. Kanai.
Instead of me going to a third thing, why don't we address the two things that I talked about? I just told you that the things that I have a problem with men is the fact that I don't feel like you guys don't have any emotional intelligence.
Ma'am, and I told you that you could decrease. Hold on. But ma'am, I told you, it's like you're not getting the things that I'm saying. I agree with you on that.
You're talking to me even now, like even from the beginning, it's not the type of way that if a guy came up and was speaking like that to another woman or speaking like that in general, I would look at that person and be like, I would want to talk to them. That's just me personally. That may not mean anything to you since you said you have 5 women.
Ma'am, I was just joking when I said I have. Ma'am, listen, you can't keep on talking. You can't keep talking.
That's a turn off to me.
Listen, you can't keep talking. You can't dominate the platform. When I said I had 5 women, I was joking. I was letting you know, when you guys ask men, are you married? Men don't have to. We could play the field. And even in our 50s, we won't lose our eggs that we produce. Men can have children late into their 70s, ma'am.
But that's why I'm saying, sir, but why would a female like me, who I feel like I am a good catch, I don't even want to deal with it, because even if you come across and you want to tell me that you're a good man, by the ideal of making a joke and saying you have 5 women, that's a turnoff.
Well, ma'am, I was just hoping you were gonna. I was just hoping you were gonna get it. I was. I was hoping you were going to get it. But Miss Kanai.
Okay. Well, can you release me since somebody else is up there?
Well, no, I'm hoping that a woman can speak and maybe you guys can maybe gain some. Kanai.
Hi, how you doing? Yeah, you ain't gotta drop because I'm up here. This is how the panel goes. Is added people to the conversation. But how you doing, Stacy? How you doing?
You know my life is astonishing.
God bless. Yeah, I was just coming up here to pay you a visit and get into the conversation about a few things that I heard. But you always ask the questions, and I'm gonna go
Talk to us.
and allow you to tell me where you want me to start.
Just start.
Well, first and foremost, I'm gonna say this. This is my problem with a lot of women that talk like this. I cannot understand you as a woman have not dated or have been with all men. What we need to do in 2024, Stacey, is start talking about the men women pick that don't have emotional intelligence, that are not leaders, that don't take care of their children. Start naming the names of the men you're with. Most times, we keep using these anecdotal experiences with men that you've been with or your girlfriend's been with, and we use these personal situations to explain or describe every black man or man in the United States of America. That just ain't gonna work because the statistics says differently. As a matter of fact,
shout out to the International Quiet Storm.
To self-control. Emotional intelligence is much more than than self-control or regulating your emotions. Okay, it's more than that. But that's the only part.
Shout out to my brother Gatewood.
My thing is, if you look
the late
at the
great
numbers,
Kevin Samuels, right?
Stacey, are you talking? Because we can't hear you.
No, I don't want you to. Go ahead.
Most of the statistics that you look at or that we look at when it comes to or pertaining to the behaviors of men and women, if you look at the statistics of women, y'all don't want to have emotional intelligence. And that's on paper. 70% of women are perpetrators of abuse, meaning that y'all can't keep your hands to yourself when it comes to men or boys or children, period.
Hey, give me a second. Give me a second. Miss Latoya, what do you think about what she said so far?
You gotta unmute her mic.
I'm sorry, I put it on mute. I hear what she's saying. I'm listening.
So what do you think about when she said? Because I was going to address that with you, but what do you think about when she said most of the time you guys are the perpetrators of the emotional abuse? What do you think about that?
I do believe that is true, but I also believe that comes from everybody is traumatized from their childhood. And
but hold on. Let me say something.
Yeah.
Let me say hold on. Let me. I don't want you. But you didn't need to get into the why yet, because here's what I'm saying. Kevin Samuel said the world does not owe me or you.
I mean, you act as
ma'am,
if
hold on, ma'am, hold on.
No men are traumatized.
Ma'am, what I'm saying to you is this. Hold on. What I'm saying to you is this. You were about to start talking about the why you're abusive. Well, I don't think why matters to that kid that you get your little bald head ass over here looking just like your ugly ass daddy. I don't think he cares why you're doing it.
But you have to understand why, as an adult, you have to understand in order to break that generational curse. I don't do that with my son. I never did that with my son because my mother did that to me.
But that is you. You are only one person. we don't go by.
But if everybody does
wait. No. You can't say everybody because you don't know everybody. You can't keep saying everybody. You can't tell me that I have those issues. You don't know what I've been through.
But he's telling me that I probably
have.
He's telling me that I have those issues.
Okay,
ma'am, I haven't told you. Listen, hold on, ma'am. You shouldn't. You know you just lied on me. I have not said one thing about you. I don't know you. I don't know what you have. I don't know how much money you have. I don't know that you have issues. I told you you sound like you are a pleasant woman and talking your femininity. Go ahead, Kanai.
I just wanted to get a few things straight because the problem with women is that we are so consumed in our personal lives as women, this privilege, because privilege is blind to those.
My brother Mike, check
so
in this situation.
And so you say everybody or all these men do this and we don't do this, but men do this. No, we have statistics that put out all of these facts, right? And every time we bring up these statistics and show these facts, for some reason, women can't handle it. But that is the truth. We're not talking about anecdotal. We're not talking about the minority. You are the minority, not the majority, right? So, yeah, he just attack you for a generalizer. And that's exactly what they do. Instead of just using the facts, it is always okay. Well, how you just gonna say, you can't say all, but then you go over and start talking about men, and then it's not a problem when you start generalizing when it's talking about women. But anytime we start talking about women,
I didn't do that. He asked me that question. So these are set up
I
questions.
asked you if black men need to stop taking these.
Answer that question.
I asked you if black men. Hold on. I asked you if black men need to. I asked you if black men need to stop taking their lives.
And he did that as a trick question to be
no, ma'am, it's just logic. It's just logic.
And before he could even say that, I said, no, not just black men, everyone.
Everyone, ma'am, everyone isn't taking each other's lives.
Just include black men because the last man that I was with was a white man.
So listen, let me ask you this, Miss Latoya. Hold on, stop. Do you believe you do have characteristics that are attractive, but do you believe that it is okay? Do you know how many times I have had to tell you to stop? And I want you to take credence to something. Miss Kanai has come up here. Have you noticed she does not do that? Have you noticed that? She does not try to overtalk. She mutes herself. And I want to ask you this. You do recognize this is a woman as well. Is she up here just being negative? And I would love for you to answer that. Because she's saying similar things to what I'm saying. Is she being negative as well? Is she a self-hating woman?
Well, as I stated to you, it was all in the delivery. I said the way that you were speaking, the tone that you were using. She's not using that tone. She's explaining herself. And that's why when you brought me back in, I said, I'm listening to her. You said, well, I just want to hear what you got to say. But it's like you want me to argue. And I was trying to listen to her.
Let me ask you this.
Mute myself again.
Let's do this. 2 + 2 is fucking 4.
So rude.
Listen, the way that I said that, does it negate the fact?
And then we just talked about emotional intelligence, ma'am. So you're sitting here, you're giving statistics, but we have somebody on live that's literally cursing to a female.
Ma'am, I don't even curse. I was making an example to you.
And then you will expect us not to be assertive.
Latoya, hold on, Latoya. He was not cursing at you. He was making an example. You are focused on what his delivery is so much so that you're missing what he is saying. So if you just take wait.
That's just being rude.
Wait.
Ma'am, you keep interrupting this woman. You're talking about rude.
Hold on a second, because he did just say he was giving you an example. You missed the example. I knew exactly what he was doing. What he was getting ready to do was give you an example of the delivery if he said one thing one way and another thing another way. But you took it and you ran with it saying that he's being disrespectful. First of all, one thing you got to understand we come on these platforms. I'm a content creator. My name is Kana Speaks the Real. We as hosts, we try to extend as much respect and freedom for people to speak, but also you have to understand the platform that it belongs to. That person does have the authority to stop you, to interject, to get understanding, and to
You heard what Fabrication Unlimited said. Damn the tone. Did you get the message?
Now, I'm not telling you how to handle yourself, but I'm just telling you the TikTok content creator etiquette.
Miss Latoya, go ahead. You have the floor.
I'm fine. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect. I'm gonna go.
But hold on. Give me a second. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why you're going to disconnect?
Because I actually have some other things that I want to get done, and I want to put my energy towards that instead of arguing about things that'll never be agreed upon. So
let me ask you: do you think that we're arguing?
It was nice talking to you guys. I hope you guys have a great evening, and yeah, thank you for having me on your panel, I guess.
Can I?
Yes, sir.
Here's the problem that we have. This is the mentality that we get. To be honest, that's crazy. I'm going to say this is crazy. From our so-called pleasant women.
Well, that's a siren for you.
Listen, I want all of you to know this. You guys know this woman was kind of soft-spoken, and you can tell that she has the ability to be pleasant. I believe she would probably make a good mate for a man who is a leader type of man, but she hasn't been led. It's very apparent.
But she said that she was with a YT man.
So now you picked up on that and I didn't.
Why aren't you with the YT man? Don't they have more emotional intelligence? I don't understand. So who is really the problem? You see what I mean? Who's really the problem?
We know odds are that her child is black. So she's been with a black man and a white man and can't find any common ground amongst either. So there's one common denominator, right? It's the individual. And if you pay attention, Kanai, she said, because I come from that. When I said, get your bald head ass in there, she said, I come from that. So there's a part of her that's broken that she hasn't dealt with yet. She's one of the types who understands that she came from some BS to a certain extent, and therefore I am going to utilize my power, my education, my understanding to do better than my mom did me and things of that nature, but the trauma was never dealt with. Therefore, she can't really fully comprehend a conversation. Because the truth of the matter is, she's in a nice shape, I think. I think she's in a nice shape. She has a feminine voice, but for you to not be able to get along with a white or black man, well, that speaks volumes of the individual. It doesn't mean you're a terrible person, but what it means is there's some things that need dealt with. And listen, ma'am, I know you're still watching. I'm going to say this. These shows that we do, they are to push people further along because we have insight. Kanai, you don't know, but about 13 minutes of tomorrow's show is going to be about you. My understanding was really, really open, and it started with you. Because after, you know how when you buy a car, now all of a sudden you see that car everywhere? When you told me, I asked you, and you'll see the clip tomorrow too, I asked you, I said, Kanai, you being a woman, how do you understand us? How do you get us without taking offense, even though we're condemning some of women's behavior? She said, because what you guys are saying does not sound any different from what my father told me. So Kanai, I have come to the conclusion that women have not had that experience. They are a liability.
Big time. Look, I tell my son this. I say, son, look, you're going to be a grown man. You're going to be able to make whatever decisions you want to, but this is a warning. Do not, absolutely do not consider a woman that did not have
two-parent household.
And not just a father, We got to know what kind of father he was. We got to know if the mama was dominant in the house,
Right,
or the
right.
father was dominant. We got to push a little bit further. So even if she do got a father, okay, great. Now let's do some vetting. Let's ask some questions. Who ran this household?
Right, right.
Who was in charge? How did your father teach you? Did your father teach you that you could be entitled to everything, or
Right.
did he teach you that you don't deserve nothing? Because that's what I got.
Listen, I'm going to give you, before you leave, I'm going to give you your flowers. You know people. Listen, if I had ever stopped to thought about it.
Man, I saw Classic Man in here. Shout out Jen.
Classic Man up in here.
Yeah, he was in here, and Jen is in here. What's up, Jen?
Listen,
And Twin.
I have seen, maybe if I had ever thought about it, it would have hit me just based on how you move. But I had a couple of encounters where people threw subliminals at your way. It was not one, it was two, I think. And I'm going to tell you that speaks volumes. There's a lot of envy towards you, right? And we're talking about women. We're talking about women. For your name to come up on my platform like that, it was weird to me, right? One of the people said, and I was off at first. She said, that woman that you guys speak so highly of, right? Now, it must have been a lot of other people she heard speaking so highly of you or whatever, because it was her first time on my thing. And another woman threw a subliminal that I know was anchored towards you. I want all of you to know this. Listen, when people are saying that, yeah, that one that you guys hold in such high esteem, that means something. And there's jealousy attached to it. And listen, Kanai does not side with men who she doesn't believe are meeting the bar of logic. I've been in these rooms with her. I've been in the rooms where she'll tell a man, hold on, brother. It is simply about meeting the bar of logic. Because that's how we do better. It's how we do better. If you are wrapped up in your emotions, you won't even be able to hear anything that's being said, no matter if it's 2 plus 2. Well, we just saw that. We just saw that. Woman couldn't even grab a hold to an example because of the emotions. I'm going to say this to all of you ladies. If you do not have a man, or you don't know in your mind the value that you need to have a man, you are headed for a bumpy ride and you are already in trouble. The bare minimum, you should have the value of a man inside of your head, because women's biology alone can get them in trouble, which is why you were not created to be apart from man. Look at what you guys have done. Men are biologically hardwired to be ate up about you, to be infatuated with you. So when you ladies, listen, let's talk about it if we're going to talk about it. The value of the almighty coochie. When men start saying, babe, I don't want to be disrespectful, but if it's okay if me and my homeboy come in the bedroom tonight, it means how low you have brought women's value. We are hardwired to be addicted to you, to be overprotective about you, to be willing to remove other men from this planet about you. When men are just passing you by, you can't get married for anything. That's an internal thing. There's some things that you have done. There's some behaviors that you have exhibited that are causing men to not view you as anything to take serious. Listen, don't blame men for that. Men don't wake up every morning and say, you know what, we're going to find some girls who act amazing and lie on them and say they don't. We're going to find some girls who have amazing shapes and we're just going to call them overweight though. We don't do that. So if we're saying these things about you, we're saying them because they're true. The cool part is, once you fix them, we won't be left with much to say. What's your thoughts, Kanai?
You're absolutely right. I mean, and thank you for the flowers. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for the gifts. I did a study. I looked up a few things about the thinking, how women think, and I've said this a few times. That we tend to think more negative. About these types of things about men, and just in general, men typically don't think like that. Now, if bad experiences happen to them or something, you might hear something come out of the brokenness. But for the most part, men try to see things in a positive light. Just with them wanting to smile every day. I mean, there's an article out some time ago saying that women hate that men smile. It's just that a lot of these women just don't know men. You don't know them.
I agree.
I mean, you don't know them. It's a terrible accident getting ready to happen. I mean, if you ain't never learned to drive a car, why are you trying to drive it? You need to go get the manual, go find somebody to teach you things about men. And I'm fascinated with them. I think they're very intelligent, highly intelligent. I was so amazed, Stacey. I was driving the I-10 from California all the way to another state, and I just was so amazed how men were able to build the I-10 freeway from one side of the darn country all the way over to the other side. And you telling me, and I'm just blown away. Me and my best friend, we just talking about this. Like, would you look at this? You see how they cut this mountain open?
Hey, listen, Kanai, but if you had a different person in there, yeah, but women can do stuff too.
Exactly. But I'm glad my best friend ain't on that mess. But I'm telling you, we drove the whole I-10 just in amazement and still adding stuff to it.
No doubt about it.
I'm just like, you don't need a man. You crazy. These men are responsible for you being able to go on your girl's trip that your homegirl gonna unalive you on in the first place.
100%.
These men are responsible for you getting on the plane, going to your little Cancun and Bahamas mama trips and Jamaica trips and whatever you want to do.
No doubt about it.
The greatness that God has blessed men with, the power of that. You have to be able to remove hate from your heart.
Right.
To see this greatness. Men are not perfect.
Right.
We know this. But they are definitely intelligent, talented, powerful. I mean, masculine. I mean, they bring order. No man can no woman can put a house in order like a man can.
These is facts.
All he got to do is come in and stand in the doorway, and everybody gonna shut up.
You already know.
And that's what my daddy used to be. He would come walk in that house, the TV shut off, the dog start barking. You understand what I'm saying? Mama make sure that food is hot.
Listen,
dude.
I want you guys to understand how I've heard this woman talk about her dad. The way she talks about her dad is like a gift from God. And my initial interaction with her, it prompted me to start asking women who, when they would come up on the show, they would be pleasant, they would be understanding. And if they didn't agree, they knew how to disagree, in their feminine energy, right? So I started asking the women who would come up like that. You grew up with a man around you, and I think we are at a 95 or 100% rate. It's always yes. I'm saying that to say this to you ladies. It is imperative, and I don't care if you're 40 years old, it is imperative that you come up under the leadership of a man. Because until you do, you will forever be speaking German while we speak English. We don't even understand how you don't get some of the simple things that we say that are elementary. We don't understand it. Sometimes you say, look, he's emotional. It's not emotional. I'm in utter disbelief. You are an adult. When we start making very simple analogies and you really, really can't get it, it is due to the lack of being immersed in logic throughout your life. That's what men bring. Men bring structure. Men bring guidance. Men bring stability. That's why, no, you're not going out dressed like that. That's men. See, you ladies need to stop looking at a man's wallet, and what you really need to start gold digging for is the leadership of a man. Because the leadership of a man, when that man is done with you, you resemble an entirely different person whose value will have exceeded. People will speak about you differently because you will have become up under this program to where you're so used to not dressing like a skank now because he says something about it every time you attempt it. He didn't like that you were smoking cigarettes, so it's been 6 months since you stopped smoking cigarettes. He was telling you about your weight and even said, we're going to start working out together. Now your shape is better, your health is better, your reputation is better. You are an overall new person. Those of you who think you don't need a man, the fact that you're saying that is evidence of your error. You will be more desirable. Listen, why do you think a lot of women say, I don't mess with BITCHs? You guys can't stand each other. You become the talk of the world. You guys have created an entire economy. People know that if they go get two...
Hey, that's one of my life, boy. I got something coming on that. Time is running out.
People know if they go get 2 cameras, create a social media account, they can get rich just based on the endless levels of dysfunction and argumentative behavior that you supply with.
And these women are doing it to them too. Just like the one you had up here on that platform, Stacey, she stole my stuff. Remember when we was up here on your panel and we had that conversation with her? With the one I'm talking about. You remember the one I'm talking about? The one that you didn't know who she was?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that day when I came up on that panel and you were asking me what my opinion was or whatever it was, and when she heard me speak, she said, I'm saying the same thing. Remember she said that? But there was a few things that I said on that panel that night. Right. I heard her on a podcast.
I know exactly who you're talking about now.
He took my stuff. No, because nobody else says that particular one thing that she said. I said, that woman, she said, hey, she can have it, but no, you didn't get that from you. You didn't write that. You stole that from me when we was over here talking. When you was over here saying so and so, if a man cheat, then you should cheat back.
Right.
Are you serious? And you gonna take my stuff and look, they are capitalizing off of the hurt of their own sisters, and they don't even realize it.
Let me ask you this, Kanai. Let me ask you this. I'm finna get back to this Kevin Samuels tribute. You know his birthday was yesterday, right?
What day is the 14th?
13th. March 13th.
Oh, it's 13th? I thought it was the 14th.
Listen.
Okay.
Let me ask you this for the ladies. We know how essential having the nutrients of a man IV'd in your veins. What do you suggest to a woman who didn't have that and she probably is damaged? What steps would you suggest she take? You remember when that girl came up and said, Mr. Stacy, how do I unratchet myself? Kanai, what steps would you take for a woman who may be right now in midlife saying, I'm doing things wrong? What would you suggest?
The first thing I would suggest is you need to check your relationship with the Most High. That's first and foremost. I think every woman should have a life of prayer. I think every woman should have a moral compass. I think every woman should be, have some prayer centered around herself. Read the word. Do meditation.
100%.
I think that spiritual work has to be done first because that's the inner work, and you can't do that without doing that first.
Right.
Nothing else. You can't do nothing else until you do that first. And I think that you need to build your relationship. I think you need to read books. I recommend books like Shahrzad Ali, How to Love a Black Man, How to Love a Black Woman. I recommend you read the ISIS papers. I recommend reading any kind of book that has to do with the relationship between Black men and Black women. and other books that deal with boys and girls that are black.
I need you to plug your book club too, can I?
Yeah, my book club is The Women of Virtue. We do read books that are old and new, but we read these books. We do the work from these books, and it's a beautiful thing. So if you want to get support, I believe that women need support too. I mean, I believe you need to get rid of your girlfriends that are not good support for you, and they're not telling you the right things about men, and you need to cut them off some kind of way. And you need to find you some women who's going to be to tell you some information that you just haven't had before.
Right.
Because that's what this group does. And I'm not saying cut your friends off, just cut them off. But I am saying cut off the information that you're getting, because the information that you're getting is the reason why you get the results you get.
100%.
So this is what my group does for each other. So that's the Women of Virtue, WOV.
Listen, if they do cut TikTok loose, where can they find you at?
I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Clapper. CLAPPER, Clapper. I'm on those platforms too.
All right, listen, I appreciate you. Listen, you get a chance, come on over. We about to do this Kevin Samuels tribute. You know what it is. I appreciate you coming up, Kanai.
I thought his birthday was today, but happy birthday to Kevin Samuels.
You already know what it is. To the GOAT.
He said, buy a dog and live alone.
Die alone.
Don't let that be you.
Don't let that be you. I appreciate you, Kanai.
All right, same to you. Bye-bye.